Welcome to the Finding Freedom Through Flow Wednesday morning flow show. I'm your host, Mark Reichon, and this is the fabulous Zoom. Hey, good morning, everybody. The flow show is your daily dose of Chi, mindfulness, and moving meditation. It's a 15-minute easy follow-along Tai Chi plus a positive thought to brighten your day. Today's flow show is brought to you by Tai Chi and Yoga for Veterans Project, a project that provides free mindfulness classes to our nation's military heroes while creating high-level, sustainable careers for our instructors. If you want to find out more about the Tai Chi and Yoga for Veterans Project, stay tuned. At the end of the show, I'll tell you more. I'm also able to bring this show to you through the terrific support Mount Desert YMCA, which believes strongly in the value of this program for our community. Now, if this is your first time at the Flow Show, or if you're watching this at a future date or time, here's how it works. Just a second. We're going to get up. We're going to do 15 minutes of enormously delicious but easy to follow Tai Chi. You don't have to have any background. You don't have to have any experience. Just do what you see. Keep moving, keep breathing, keep smiling. That's what we call being in the flow. So without further ado, let's get up. Let's dance. Well, as I mentioned a moment ago, there's no experience required. Because there's nothing here to learn. Well, it's a follow along, easy time. In fact, I like to think of this as our moment to find a little bit of freedom. In fact, if I move this way, but you move that way. If I rise up, you're still coming down. I don't care. I don't care about the specific movements. What I care about is the care, breathing, finding a moment of an otherwise turbulent world. I want to take you on a little bit of a story. Okay? Let's just begin by imagining that we're on an island on the North Atlantic, just off the coast of Norway, about 10 miles below the Arctic Circle. The time is whatever time in the morning, because on a trip like this, time becomes almost meaningless. And at the time of spring, there's only about 2 hours of daylight, of darkness. So you're in your tent and warm in your sleeping bag, and you begin to rise. You begin to take in a deep breath and feel the warmth of the sun coming through the fabric of your tent. And you just breathe in that fresh ocean air. Stepping in the world beyond your tent. You realize that it's a beautiful day in front of you. You see your boat down by the water. You set up your stove and you make some breakfast. And you just wonder that you're in such a place. Take a moment of silent reflection, you realize the birds are calling. The wind is gentle, present. You can feel the rise and fall of a gentle swell, knowing that today's time in the boat will be a beautiful paddle. Just let yourself sit, drifting away in the memories of what's come before and the wonderful imagining of what's in front of us, because today's a special day. That island, that very distinctive island all by itself, just up there, seemingly close. You know that on the far side of that island is a little town that sits right on the Arctic Circle. You say, it's time to go. Well, first, I'm just going to pay a little tribute to the sky. I'm going to lift the sky with both hands, enjoying the feeling of stretch and movement in my body as it coincides and I find a rhythm, movement, and breath. Even though it's been light for several hours, you look up at the sky and just on the western horizon is what? Still the moon. It's there in the sky. It's just reflecting back in its glory. You open up as if to invite it in, imagining that in that invitation it sent a piece of its soul right into your arms, and you can feel the weight of it. You can feel the energy pulsing as if it's alive. In your embrace of the moon. It's time to begin the journey. In your boat, all geared up, paddles, charts. Look one more time at your campground for the night and you see that you've left nothing but memories. As you push off from the shore, you feel the gentle rhythm of the boat that moves underneath you, and you settle into it. Weight on one side and then the other. As your muscles begin to warm up, it's almost a musical rhythm. You can imagine the soundtrack behind you, almost as if you're playing the environment on a musical instrument. Now you just settle in. There's journey in front of us as we take one stroke on one side and take strokes on the other side. Letting your mind drift, feeling the breath, feeling the coolness of the water as your hands dip in strokes. Lose yourself in the time. You lose yourself in the moment. You're not aware that time is passing. You're just looking at the grayness, the the sparkles as the waves, the wind ruffles the surface of the water just a bit, and the sun shines off it. And you're in that right direction where now a dull gray seems to sparkle with life. And you notice somehow you've gotten closer to the island. And there's movement. The islands move. You wonder about that. You slip back ever so carefully back into your mind. Enjoying that moment of timelessness. As one stroke leads to another, and it's like you're not moving, but somehow the island is getting larger. Part of the illusion of the movement around the island is the clouds. The clouds that are starting to appear in that otherwise blue sky and just gently drifting on the stream. You feel as though you can project yourself from the water into the air. Hands taking a break from their toil of stroke, and just communing with the clouds. That the rhythm of your breath seems to help the clouds move, and as your eyes focus on another, you take another breath and guide that. Look underneath the water that has suddenly become clear instead of deep gray. And you notice the sparkles aren't just on the surface anymore, they're on the bottom, reflecting off of rocks and seaweed and glistening, and you can hear a sound that wasn't present before. The sound of surf, and you look up, and there, on the side of the cliff of the mountain, is a rock beach that you can probably land on and get out, because up at the top is a cave you know was used as a place of worship among the Vikings of the past. You get out on that island and you find that your body is still swaying ever so much. Just want to settle in and get your land feet back, and you stand up and you stretch. You want to connect with the ground underneath you and with the heavens above. If standing in this ancient place and imagining that the mystics of the past found us and just connect you through time to world of history and wonder. It's almost as if time doesn't exist, or time exists for all of us at once. Having rooted yourself between the heaven and earth, you find that bit of stability. You open up as if to just be in awe of the wonder of this. Close your hands. And you just begin to dance in the movement, in the moment. You see a part of the mystery of the movement in your eyes, and you notice that they're birds. You get a little closer, and you notice that these birds are quite colorful. In fact, you remember the island is noted for being a habitat of North Atlantic puffin. And here you are, you just see it, not in a book, not on a film, but there, just floating on the water, just off the shore, flying overhead, resting in the rocks. Up at the clouds. We begin our dance one more time. Somehow feeling the tension of needing to get to our destination, yet realizing that the journey is the destination. Back to center. Rise up. As if the other seabirds on the shore, the pipers, you see them apparently on one foot, and you just say, "Nature's my teacher." Legs, enjoy a celebration, a dance. You're one with the birds, one with the sea, one with the sound. Your heart is just overflowing, and you gather in all that life from around you, and you rise to your heart and scoop out even more, reaching up and over as you guide that energy past your mind, your heart, your center, and let it all reflect back, shooting from your essence, seeing that it connects, just as the moon sent its soul, the earth, the universe has its soul, and we're all part of it. We're part of the sparkles on the waves, we're part of the wind, part of the puffin colonies. We're all connected. That energy one more time. here for the moment we end our journey. I hope you enjoyed that little trip, which you may have gotten the sense was a bit of a memory. That island does exist. It's very iconic. It stands out away from other islands. I can't remember the name of the town, but it's literally right on the Arctic Circle, and it's such an interesting feeling to have made the long crossing, letting time just fall away as one movement after another just melted, and then to look down at your GPS and to see you're north, you're in the Arctic Circle. Yeah, anyway, I can tell you more of that story later. What I also want to let you know is that there are any number of ways to enjoy the flow of this movement, this wonderful thing that is Tai Chi, this wonderful thing that is a flow show. There are many, many interpreters of it, and you found this show. I know that you've seen that virtually every day you can find at almost any time of the day find a show to enjoy. So if you need that moment to escape, to just let the stress go away, or if it's not even escape, it's just enjoy, and you just want some more joy in your life, this is the place to come. And I promised you that I would tell you a little bit more about the Tai Chi and Yoga for Veterans project. It's part of a new program that was created for the Veterans Administration Community Care Network. This program, this Community Care Network, provides all kinds of health, wellness, medical services to eligible veterans in all parts of the United States. Veterans, in fact, are using Tai Chi and Yoga as a way of dealing with chronic pain, traumatic brain injury, depression, and PTSD to get immediate relief, and as an alternative to relying solely on medication. Now, to make this program work, we train thousands of instructors in safe and effective methods for teaching these classes, of facilitating these experiences, might be a way of saying it. And then they get paid directly by the Veterans Administration. And when you add up that payment per person, it's quite lucrative. So if you want to both help and be reimbursed for your efforts, I encourage you to reach out to taichifit.net or to simply email info@taichifit.net. Now, I promised you that I'd share a positive thought for the day, but just before we get into that, I had a thought. I am honored to be able to provide these kinds of shows, experience, but if you want to really take this experience to an entirely different level, check out Tuesday morning. If you notice, on Tuesday morning, there's a flow show. It happens on a regular basis. And that show is actually hosted by the creator of the Tai Chi Fit method, David Dorian Ross. He teaches this class for free, and you get an opportunity then to experience a flow show from the creator of the flow show experience. It's fun, it's free, it's 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. here in the East. He also live streams it, and you can join in the Zoom room. So if you tune in at Facebook or YouTube, or you're in the Zoom room, give him 30 minutes, he just might change your life. A positive thought that I often come back to a bit of a moment to just reflect is a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist priest who left Southeast Asia and formed a colony called the Plum Village in France. His thought was, every breath we take, every step we make can be filled with peace, and joy, and serenity. Well, that's our show for the day. Thank you for being here and flowing with me and with us. So as you carry on throughout your day, just remember 3 things. Keep your heart open. Time to play. No matter what happens, go with the flow.